Hi, everyone. My name is Christine Mathias. I'm an attorney with Public Good, and this video is all about fundraising registration requirements for California nonprofits. So you may be wondering why nonprofits have to submit these reports. So nonprofits, unlike corporations, they don't have stockholders or shareholders, and these reports are what keep them accountable to the public. And the Attorney General's role here is to represent the public's interest. And these reports allow them to oversee what nonprofits are doing with their assets. Unless exempt, all nonprofits must submit an initial registration form, that's Form CT1, to the Attorney General's Registry of Charities and Fundraisers, and it must be filed within 30 days of receiving donations. So note that's not the date of solicitation, but actually the date of receipt. And there is a registration fee. At the moment, it is $50. Now, some nonprofits are exempt from the registration and reporting requirements. But note there's no exemption for small nonprofits. So this has nothing to do with the size of the organization's budget. But some of the exemptions include government agencies, religious organizations, hospitals, and a few other categories. But it's important to make sure the exemption actually applies to your organization before you ignore these requirements. After registering, nonprofits must make annual reports, and these are due 4 months and 15 days after the close of the organization's fiscal year. So if the nonprofit's fiscal year closed December 31st, their due date would be April 15th. And there are two reports. One is Form RRF1, and then also the organization's tax filing. Which one the organization files is going to depend on their revenue and also what form they file with the IRS. And there's also a filing fee for this report. It ranges from $25 to over $1,000, depending on the budget of the organization. There are penalties for failing to register and report. The organization's franchise tax exemption can be revoked, meaning the nonprofit would be responsible for the minimum $800 a year franchise tax. And on top of that, there can be late fees. And in some cases, directors, officers, and others who work for the organization can be personally responsible for the payment of all the fees and penalties. Now, if you haven't filed or you're facing penalties, don't panic. There are options. In many cases, even if your tax-exempt status was revoked, it can be reinstated. However, I would note that if you are required to report and you have not yet received any kind of warning letter from the Attorney General, it's best to take care of the filing and the reporting as soon as possible.